What's going on, MMA fans? I'm back to do my MMA Corner number 17 video. As always, this segment is intended for the watcher and the subscriber to send in their topics or viewpoints, things they want me to cover. I love doing these. It's definitely a lot of fun. It gives me a chance to connect with you guys. So I'm going to work my way from the bottom of these three topics that I got. The first topic, it's kind of got 5 subtopics. Quick ones to go over, though. From gonewithexsinx, wanted me to go over what's next for Chuck Liddell. Probably going to be fighting Keith Jardine. That's the thing that's been going around right now. I know they had talked about him fighting Randy, possibly fighting Anderson Silva. Those fights probably will not materialize, especially the Randy fight. They've already fought 3 times already, so you probably won't see that happen. What's going to happen with Chris Lieben? Of course, Chris Lieben was suspended for Stanzenall. I believe he got a third of his purse taken away, and it was a 9-month suspension. So he's going to be eligible sometime early to mid-09, so we'll probably see him come back. Frank Shamrock, who is Frank Shamrock going to be fighting? There's 3 fights that are going around right now: Ken Shamrock, Tito Ortiz, and Kung Lee. Kung Lee 2. Any one of those fights I think would be an interesting fight. We'll see how that plays out. Where is Tito going to be going? There was the talks about Elite XC, Affliction, Strikeforce, the AFL. Tito was kind of throwing different things around, but right now Tito just recently signed onto Affliction's broadcasting team, and he actually has to wait till the non-compete contract of UFC runs out before he can actually go shopping around to possibly fight. So he's kind of tied down right now. And then gonewithexsinx wanted me to say who do I think is the most underrated fighter right now. I guess we can go towards MMA. I mean, if you wanted me to go towards UFC, I'd give 2 of them. Let's see here real quick. UFC, somebody that's not well known that is probably an underrated fighter. You know, a guy that does not get a lot of credit is probably Dustin Hazlett. That would be my UFC pick. He's starting to actually get back into but starting to actually show the fans, you know, what he has. But that guy's got a lot of potential. He's definitely going to be a threat in the future, especially when he starts getting his striking and his everything refined down to a fine tune. He's definitely going to be a great MMA mixed martial artist. MMA wise, let me think this one through for a second of who I would pick as the most underrated fighter in MMA right now. One guy that comes to my mind is actually Jorge Santiago. That was the guy that went on the run last year, of course, being in the tournament for Strikeforce and ended up winning it. A lot of people going, wow, man, he went from, you know, he was having a rough time and a rough year to he came back out on top, looked excellent. That's a guy you definitely need to watch out for this year and this upcoming year, is definitely Jorge Santiago. So those are my 2 picks, Dustin Hazlett and Jorge Santiago. And Jorge Santiago already had a name for himself, but he kind of died down and people weren't expecting him to be what he was, and look at where he came. So that's why I picked him. xxnoobiesxx wanted me to talk about fighters who should have gotten title shots. Well, fighters who got title shots when they shouldn't have. Who are these people? This is a really touchy subject, and I'm going to be very unbiased about this because there's definitely guys that got title shots when they shouldn't have. But yet we still watch them fight, and yet we still, you know, we go, wow, you know, that guy just did what he did. Randy Couture, perfect example. That guy has gotten title shots left and right, probably when he shouldn't have. BJ Penn, he's getting a title shot at 170 when he hasn't competed at 170 for a very long time. Don't agree with it, but he's getting a title shot. BJ Penn again at 155 beats Jens Pulver and all of a sudden gets a title shot. I don't agree with it, but he gets a title shot. Let's see. Some people thought that Patrick Cote didn't deserve a title shot. Some people thought that Rampage Jackson didn't deserve a title shot after only beating Marvin Eastman. You know, I mean, the list goes on of guys that have gotten title shots when they probably shouldn't have. You know, and then we run into the next topic that was from Impulse 316420 wanted me to talk about who didn't get a title shot. And it's funny, these guys both sent me these topics, and I was just like, wow, that's kind of perfect timing. You know, Yushin Okami, he's still not getting a title shot. Lyoto Machida, still not getting a title shot. Probably won't. Neither one of those guys will get a title shot, unfortunately, it seems like. Fabricio Verdun probably should have gotten a title shot. Didn't get a title shot. Let's see here. 170, John Fitch. Probably should have gotten a title shot a lot quicker than he got a title shot. But he didn't. That's something with the UFC that, unfortunately, we see that happen, is that it's not always what the fans view it as, is what is the most significant fight that should be happening based upon who a guy is beaten, which that's how it should be. But a lot of times, unfortunately, with MMA, and we always come back to this, it's about business. Is it right? No. Do I agree with it? No. But unfortunately, that's what it comes down to. It's a business. And they're going to put on fights. They're going to put on guys that should be in there that are going to make the most money. Like BJ Penn GSP, that's going to be a cash cow for them. Brock Lesnar, Randy Couture. There's a guy that shouldn't have deserved a title shot. Right there. And I can come back to that one. That was a cash cow. That's why they put that fight on. That's what the UFC's in it for. They're in it to make money. They're not in it for, unfortunately, it seems like, and I talked about this before too in one of my other videos about MMA. They're in it because it's a business. And that's what they're in it for. So, real quick, I'm going to put up 2 links over on this side for 2 guys. Impulse 316420 just recently started doing videos. He's got an excellent channel. Good insight into the sport. MMA Knockout Crew, also, just checked out their channel a couple days ago. Very, very good guys. They've got solid predictions. Generous guys as well. They've messaged me back and forth. So is Impulse. I've talked to both of those guys. Very, very nice individuals. So check out their channels. Definitely something to check out. And I will be back next week. Well, not next week. This week, later in the week, and do a topic from J-Rock on overrated and underrated fighters in the UFC by division. So I'll be back probably on Thursday or Friday to get that done. So on that note, you guys, have a great day.